Today on the show, it's a PFA, a public Flash announcement. I am apologising and quickly reviewing the TV show The Flash. So I got an Apple TV recently and I was browsing TV shows and I noticed Gotham was on sale for 50% off. And in related items there was The Flash, and I accidentally on purpose bought The Flash because I decided I was going to give it a rewatch, so I did. I'm going to get my one major negative out of the way before I really get into this video. My one major negative still is the same thing. His Flash costume sucks. I'm a costume designer, I'm a cosplayer, I have a huge amount of respect for anyone that does these costumes for the TV show, but I really think the Flash costume is the worst superhero costume in a live action adaptation I have ever seen. To me, I think the Flash's costume should be incredibly form-fitting. It should fit like a second skin, but it should also be a stretch pleather. I think it just is too loose and it's too leathery. I feel like if they had reduced the costume so it was a slightly more matte leather, it would have worked a bit better. I also don't really like the mesh thing that's going on in the legs. I feel like if they had done that on the back, I would have preferred that a lot more. I don't particularly care about the Flash symbol that they've done because the symbol doesn't particularly bother me when it comes to the Flash. It's a lightning bolt. It doesn't bother me in the way that it would on like Supergirl or something. Overall, I still don't like the Flash costume. I've designed about 7 different Flash costumes myself in retaliation to this because I just have to get my ideas out onto paper. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll cosplay my version of what the Flash in the TV show should have worn because I just don't like that costume at all. This being said, I got past my major issue with his costume because I hate all of the costumes in the series, like every single one of them, but I really like the story that's going on and the acting is kind of okay. Okay, to be fair, the acting's a bit cheesy, but the story's a bit cheesy, so that acting fits the story, so it's just this perfect amount of synergy, and that's not really a comment on the actor's ability to act. I'm sure they're all amazing actors. It's just for this type of story, they just have to act up a little bit, and it comes across as a bit cheesy, but like I said, it works for this story. I also like how bright everything is. That was really missing from a lot of DC TV shows for me. Like Arrow is just too dark to be Green Arrow. He is just poor Batman in that series. Like Green Arrow himself, he's actually a very witty character, very funny, and he's also very political, and that's just not in Arrow whatsoever. And Supergirl, while it is a bright series, I just don't enjoy it at all. I only liked episode 1. But going back to The Flash, it's just such a great show where you can sit down and chill out after like a long day. What I like to do is get into bed and watch it while I'm in bed, and then as soon as the episode's over, I go off to sleep and I actually end up dreaming about The Flash, and it's kind of a weird situation. I had this dream the other day where I was Impulse. It was a whole thing, and now I really want to cosplay Impulse. For this series, you know everything is going to turn out okay, regardless of how scary things get, because there are scary things in this series, like Zoom is very scary. I think the show works so well because you are led to be in the same shoes as Barry. When he's running fast, you're running fast, your heart will beat fast. When he is worried, you are worried. When he's in trouble, you're in trouble. And you genuinely do feel for him. And even me, as a costume designer and an actor, I'm not sat there assessing his acting, which I do for like 90% of things, because that's the state of mind you get into when you become a critic and an actor or any kind of artist in this industry. You begin to view all media as just an assessment. So for me to be able to actually fall into something and emote with a character on that level, it's good. I genuinely feel for it, and it's something that can do that means the story, the acting, and the tonality are all in perfect synergy. I won't say The Flash is the greatest thing that's ever happened to TV, but I definitely prefer it more than any of DC's other TV shows. I prefer it over Arrow, I prefer it over Supergirl, so it's definitely my favorite. The way that I've interpreted the series, I'm able to find a message that sort of gives a whole message of life about personal responsibility and how you need to take responsibility for your own actions. I don't know if people have really coined onto that, In the way the message is being told, it sort of reminds me of Flex Mentallo, Man of Muscle Mystery. Obviously not exactly the same because Flex Mentallo was a bit out there, it was very, very experimental, and it was a really great comic. It's one of my favorite comics to this day. The Flash is a bit more simple, but the way it tells this message is on the same level as Flex Mentallo, which is why I feel like most people just tune out and they don't get this message. But that's the great thing about esoteric messages, most people won't see them. Overall, I really do like The Flash. I like the tonality, I like the acting, I like the story. I feel like it's got a great message about personal responsibility, how if you're feeling down, it's probably your fault for feeling down. If you're feeling scared, it's probably your fault for feeling scared, and you need to take some personal responsibility. And I definitely want to do like an hour-long video where I just sit here and review The Flash episode by episode. It's super effective! Okay guys, that is it for today. So what do you think of The Flash? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more history videos. And also don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, support the show by checking my Patreon if you want to see bigger and better and more history videos. Also don't forget to subscribe to my vlogging channel if you'd like to start your day with me every single day. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective. I've been holding in a burp. That was an anticlimax.